Welcome back. Now, in our next story, we meet a little boy who wants to go to school but can't. Let's see why. Jeff takes us to Mtendere now.
The most common form of communication amongst people is speech. People communicate love, communicate feelings, and communicate needs. Today's story is about a boy who doesn't have the privilege of speech. At the age of 4, he contracted a disease that prevented him from being able to eat normally, to talk clearly, and being able to breathe through his nose or his mouth. Initially, doctors thought Justine had asthma, but later discovered that there was some growth in the trachea and nostril, and the disease is known as papilloma of the larynx. He has since undergone several surgical operations to remove the growths. When you first found out that Justine had this problem, how did that make you feel?
I felt bad. I could not accept. It was really so painful. I thought it was just like any other disease which could just be cured in a day, but it was something else. Due to stigma, Justine is unable to go to school. Most of the schools, they think that the problem which Justine has is it's a disease which other children can get. But it's a disease which can be cured. It's like any other disease. Justine is not disabled.
Justine doesn't go to school due to stigma. So how does he catch up with the few things he knows?
I've been to school. I would really help Justine. And the boy is brilliant, I tell you. It's just that it's only due to stigma. Otherwise, my son really wants to go to school. Justine would ask me, "Mommy, will I ever go to school? Will this tube come out of my throat? Will I be like my friends?" I feel bad. It really hurts me.
When Justine asks you such questions, what do you tell him?
I usually tell him, "Sonny, don't worry. One day God is going to heal you. You'll be like any other child."
How difficult is it to raise a child like Justine?
Yeah, it's been very difficult because normally with that tube, you have to clean it 3 times a day. You have to do physiotherapy behind his back because he's removing the mucus on the same throat. You have to remove the tube, you clean it, you place it back. And you have to do it gently because otherwise if you make any mistake, you might endanger his life. Actually, at the moment, Justine is having difficulties during the night. He's bleeding, I tell you. He's bleeding from the same tube. This time when he eats, he throws up every food that he takes in his mouth. Actually, my son's life is at stake.
We'll be right back after the break.
Tell me a little more about him. What's his character like?
Yeah, Justine is a very good boy. He's very active otherwise. He likes playing, he likes interacting with friends. The day that he came to play with his friends, it used to be difficult for them to get him. The same tube which my son has affected the vocal cord. So for you to understand, to get my son's words, you have to be with him for a week. Otherwise, it's really hard to get his words. But he's able to talk, he's able to play. And he likes playing football, he likes running around, he likes playing games.
Turned down by different schools and deserted by his biological father, Justin depends on his mom and stepfather, Mr. Banda, to monitor, clean, and feed him. Imwe bana Justin mwashibe na Elisa.
Today kwanisha number 1 year na months. First day na mwene na Lisa umfuchu uruse. Na Lisa firuko wati chitela ngufi mwenye think ababe naba otinge kala nabe. Ero Justine na se rimtoishbe. Umtensh Justine Alisako na samboke kala nabe. Sasa vile fiakula bashani kuri Justine ndangshen fiaku mchitafinsa fiaku suka tube chitashani afuna ishira ngashire fish wa fiance
Uwafya wako kushwa mwana kwati Justine waba pesa
pala nga ticket efo aba tafoika na mubika para pakwati noti ale kota tempa olubangala naba nanko filia na mubika para pakwati mwana tapare kwa ninga mtowana
Finchi mungafwaya pali Justin finchi mungafwaya akabe kuntanshi fika mchitikire kuntanshi Justin
tafoka Justin akabe fe kuno bwino ngafino finendi.
Tell me, how does Justin relate with your husband?
He takes my husband as his father, his real father. Even before we got married, Justin was the first one to come here. They stayed together for 4 months. People are like saying, no, how is he going to stay with your husband? You're not there, you're still with your auntie. How is he going to like clean the tube? But he said, as long as I love you as the mother, I'm going to love Justin as my own. It takes someone with courage, supposed to have courage and strength. I appreciate my husband for accepting me, for accepting my son.
Can I meet Justin?
Of course. Justin, come.
Justin, ulibwa? Ulina banzako? Nindani zina best friend wako? Ephraim. Na best friends wako Gigi na Ephraim. Muma sobela magame yabwa?
He's saying he likes playing with toy cars and they play football together with his friends.
Justin, ngati mteya bola iwoma nkala umateya ati ndiwendana.
He's saying when they're playing football, he plays as Mbesoma. And then from outside Zambia, he supports Chelsea.
Nindani weno konda maningi mu Chelsea?
He's saying Didier Drogba.
So iwe ngati wakula sofu mteya bola? Masobera chana wadadi. Muma chita chani ngatuli na wadadi. Wona monga uli different kuli wanzako. Kulibe pe msiana na wanzako. Chi umamvera bwanji ngati waona wanzako walibe tube yoli na tube. So ufuna ngati mulungu akakutandiza ufuna akakutandize na chani. There's a thin line between love and hate. But how do you make a 9-year-old see the gray that's between black and white? That the reason is not at school with his friends. The reason is not playing in the fields like all the other kids is not because you hate him, but because you love him. It would have been a lot more easier if Justin had experienced the privilege of being a child, to be able to fall, cry, and then pick himself up again. Maybe that's what the operation in South can do for him.
What a cute kid. Justin and his family are in the studio. We'd like to meet them now. So we'll ask Miriam Banda, Justin, and Mr. Banda to come up to the stage. So Justin, Chelsea ndiyo favorite club yako? I think kuli muzako, apoela Jeff.
Justin daddy. Hi. Bueno. Nakuleta yako gift. Ukaenda school, right? But then kuli ya special. So don't start with that.
Munja, Josa walangiza. This is nice. My God. I think Justin is ready. Justin, also known as Didier Drogba.
I know that with Justin, when I went to their place and was talking to them, the one thing he loves or he spends a lot of time doing is watching TV with his dad, with Mr. Banda.
Okay.
They spend a lot of TV, so what we decided to do is get them a little something from Celtel. Can we have that in, please?
So there's one screen. What I'd like you to look at is this screen here. There's something else coming up. Justin, you change it. Airplane. Nanga umuzi wamu. Namucha? Theater. Justin said that was an aeroplane and that was a theater because tomorrow morning, Mr. and Mrs. Banda, Justin and baby are actually flying to South Africa. South Africa so Justin can get treated because he's having a really tough time. So Celtel does it again on 10 lives.
Thank you so much.
And that is exactly what happened the next morning. Justin was flown to South Africa for treatment.
Today is the happiest day of my life. Most of the people, when they meet me, they would ask me, what are you doing here? Where did you get the money? How did you manage? Because this is the most expensive hospital. So I say, no, it's by the work of Celtel, the Touching Lives show. It's the one which sponsored my son. He's one of the lucky winners. My son is a celeb. I appreciate that. Actually, even yesterday, he was saying, Mommy, I'm happy. This country is nice. I love the people of this country. The way they are treating me, it's different from our hospital. The food that I'm eating, the way they are treating me, you know, he was happy otherwise. The environment. He was even saying, I can't even see any cockroach in this room. The doctor explains to me, he said they were going to do the laser therapy, removing the papillomas. If the papillomas are no longer there, they'll close his throat. But if the papillomas are still there on his throat, they'll just put another tube, the tube which is going to help him in terms of speaking. It's called a speaking valve, that's what he said.
The situation today was having a look to see whether we could get any clearance of the papilloma in the hopes that we could take the trachea out, but unfortunately the papilloma are very extensive and I feel that it would be best to leave the trachea in, but we would really ideally like to see Justin more frequently in order to try and maintain his condition. We hope to be able to supply him with a speaking tube which makes it easier for him to talk, but from a safety point of view and a breathing point of view it's essential that he has the tube in. The road forward would really be trying to control his chest condition to make sure that he's infection free, because we know that infection does increase the rate at which these warts grow, and also intermittently coming back down to South Africa for surgical treatment and clearance of them.
Justin asked me when he came out of the theatre. He touched his throat. He thought maybe they had removed that tube. Unfortunately, I asked Mommy, the tube is still there. I said, yeah, it's still there. It's due to the papillomas. They're still there. There are a lot of them. So Sunny just have to accept this situation. I never expected this. I really appreciate, because I was able to come back to Johannesburg. My son was able to be given another tube. I really appreciate this. And the other thing that I'm worried about is how my son will be able to go back to school, because there in Zambia there's still discrimination concerning the tube which he has.
I think despite the fact that Justin does look different with a metal tube in his throat, the reality is that he's still a normal 9-year-old boy who's able to play soccer, go to school, live a normal life that any other 9-year-old boy would live. And really I think people's instinctive reaction is that they're scared about the tube, but that he's very comfortable with it and he shouldn't be treated any differently because of it. He should be involved in things, and he's perfectly otherwise physically capable of doing anything.
I love you, Justine, my sister.